Hello everyone, I am Nova and I've decided to trim a vintage deck. This is the photo facsimile of the Nicolas Conver tarot. The original copy is in a museum in France, and the copy that I have was published by Heron in the 80s. I'm not sure when exactly. This info card is not saying which year this copy was published. Also, I've looked here and it doesn't say, but I know it was in the 80s. So this copy is like 40 years old, and it is of course out of print, this version of it. It says here that the original version of this deck is in the Bibliothèque Nationale in Paris. It has 78 cards. This is the Nicolas Conver, which was first created in 1761. This deck was made in France by Heron. But the good news is that Heron is still publishing this deck, and I will put the image of their new box, but it looks exactly like this deck. So what bothers me is these white borders. Here you see these white borders. It's like a photography in the middle of a white card, and I don't like that. I know this is a vintage copy. It is in order, by the way, but in reversed. So at the end, I have the magician. I have had this deck for many years, for like at least 20 years. And it is 40 years old, yes. My hubby says just keep it and buy the newer version that is sold on Amazon and trim that one. But I'm like, why? I do not like this. I'm not going to sell this. Although it is like $150 right now on eBay. I do not understand why someone would go and buy this version while the exact same version is now in the market. Is it just because of the box? I mean, this box is so bad. I would never want to sell this box to anyone. Look. Sorry about the noise, but it sounds like this when you pull it out. It's awful. So you have the cards like this. And this one here. I never use this box because it's an awful system. I just want to look at this. You know, it has this material. I don't know what this is. What is it called in English? I don't know. This awful thing that can cut you so bad. So I'm going to trim this deck finally. I just made up my mind. I thought let me just make a video of it. I'm not going to take you through the whole trimming process because I'm going to do just by scissors, one by one. I find that more precise than that trimming machine. I have that one, but I think for a deck like this, it's better to use my scissors. What I do usually with scissors, I cut first the shorter ends of the card. That way it becomes a bit shorter on the longer sides. I like this so much better. So much better. It's now a bit uneven as well, which I really dig. I'm going to finish this and will show you the end result. I'm done and I'm very satisfied with the results. So these are the backs. I don't think I showed you the backs, but the backs looked pretty modern because they had this very rounded corners, and now the corners are quite sharp. These are the cards. You see? You get my point? It makes a huge difference. For me, if a deck is a facsimile or a photo facsimile, such as this one, it has to look like this. And I find it lazy, to be honest, to just print it in the middle of a white color card and just leave it like that. Or maybe it's a matter of taste as well, because they also had really rounded the corners, which doesn't go with Marseille decks. Like if you focus on these cards, I have removed the very point of the edges, you see? They're not extremely pointed. I do that with scissors, but I don't round it. It looks so much better. I do have a playlist in my channel which is dedicated to Marseille decks. I also have a video about the tools that I use for modifying my decks. If you're interested, check them out. And I hope to see you in my next video.